Hello, guys. Welcome back to FPL Bros. I'm FPL Rich, and I'm here with MIGS. Today, we're going to go over our Game Week 32 team selection. But first, we're going to go over our Game Week 31 performance, see how we performed. Okay, so starting off with my Game Week review, I landed on 53 points overall, a pretty good green arrow from last week's performance. I was on a red arrow for the most part of this game week just because some bad performing players like Saka didn't start. He came off the bench. He only got a couple minutes there. My captaincy on Salah didn't do anything, but just as good. Isaac didn't also blink, so didn't really hurt my ranked at all. Some of my players that blanked as well: Marmoush, Sar, and Saliba and Raya both lost their clean sheet against Leicester at home. And Savinho, I did have Savinho starting over Sar, but Savinho was nowhere to be seen against United. He didn't even play any minutes against United. So this is how my team performed this game week. Of course, Jacob Murphy and Byrne kind of saved my game week, or else I would have been on a pretty bad red arrow. But this is how my team performed. Let's move on to MIGS.
Hello everyone, so now going on to my game week 31 review, and I got 58 points. I got a also pretty good green arrow. And just some players here to note out my back line, all with 8 points, 6 and 9, so very good points there. And then my midfield was struggling a little bit. I had Saka, Palmer and Salah all with 6 points in total, and then Murphy did come up with 16. My strikers up top, Mateta did get a goal, 8 points. Joao Pedro didn't start, only got 1 point, and Marmouche with two. My bench, I did leave some good points on the bench, as Rogers did get a clean sheet and a goal with 9 points, and Ruben Diaz also 5 points, and Livramento, who got an assist and a clean sheet with 11. So definitely left some points there, but I'm happy that I got a good green arrow. So let's keep it going.
Okay, so now moving on to our game week 32 transfer plans. Starting off with me, I do have one free transfer and I have 0.9 in the bank. But as I spoke about my wild card that I did last week, it kind of sets me up to kind of roll this transfer and kind of get two free transfers for the next game week 33, which would allow me to have game week 33 and another double game week, which would allow me to probably do Isaac and Jacob Murphy to Rogers and either Watkins or someone else, depending on who's playing at within the Aston Villa side. But yeah, currently I have one free transfer and I do plan on rolling it. And as you could see, let's move on to my team selection. I'm going to be lining up with a 3-4-3 with Raya in goal, Gavardio, Munoz, and Byrne as my back three, Savinho, Sar, Mohamed Salah, and Jacob Murphy as my midfield four, and Marmoush, Isaac, and Mateta as my front three. As you can see, I do have all the double game week players that are going to be starting this game week. So all three Crystal Palace players and all three Newcastle players. So a good week here. But of course, my captaincy is on Mateta over the popular pick Isaac. I do believe a far majority are going to pick Isaac as their captaincy over Mateta. But I do see Mateta as for me, a better differential than Isaac. Overall, I do believe Mateta could also score some better points over Isaac. So moving on to my bench, I do have Saliba, Saka, and Kanza on my bench. I do have Saka on my bench over Palia Savinho. Saka did not played very little minutes very little minutes last week. And moving forward, he does have a very massive Champions League game against Real Madrid in the second leg. So I don't believe he's going to get any much minutes against Brentford. So I do have Saliba on the bench, or I mean Saka on the bench. Whereas Saliba, I do believe this is going to be a 50-50 pick. Whoever is going to start for me, whether it's going to be Savinho or Saliba, is going to come down to whether Pep Guardiola gives news on Savinho. If it is said that he's probably not going to play, I'm definitely going to stick Saliba over Savinho just to kind of get some more minutes in, or just get a player that's going to start.
Yeah, so now going on to my game week 32 transfer plan, and I do have one free transfer. I did do my wild card last week, but this week as I said last week, was intending on getting playing my manager role, my manager chip, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be playing and picking Glasner from Crystal Palace. It was either between him or Eddie Howe from Newcastle. Because both of the coaches do have double game weeks. But the thing with Eddie Howe, he does is a little bit more expensive. So with my team, I plan to get Eddie Howe. I do have 1.1 million in the bank. But with this, I do like how Crystal Palace has been playing as of late. So they unfortunately both of these games gonna be playing away. First against Manchester City and then Newcastle. A bit of a tougher games, like you would say, but considering the form that Crystal Palace has been coming in, and I would consider these a good risk to take, in which we could get some really good points. But now going on to my game week 32 team selection. So now going on to my game week 32 team selection, I have a 3-4-3, and I do have Raya in goal. I have Munoz, Byrne, and Livramento, Saka, Palmer, Mohamed Salah, Murphy, Mateta, Joao Pedro, and Marmouche. And with my captaincy being on Mateta, as Rich said, I do think this is a good differential. I was possibly even thinking of putting this captaincy on Murphy, but considering I just think Mateta is a better differential to have, and has been in good form. Not saying Murphy hasn't, but yeah, Mateta, and then another player here that I might even consider taking out, Saka. I do have Rogers, who's going to be playing up against Southampton away, with Aston Villa still fighting for the Champions League spot. So he's probably going to be playing a little bit more minutes than Saka, but definitely probably going to be changing him out. And then I do have Ruben and Guardiola in my bench. But I think here I'm just hoping Glasner will be able to get some good points. Palmer does have a good fixture at home against Ipswich. And then Joao Pedro also has another good fixture against Leicester City. He didn't start last game, but I'm hoping that he will this game. And Murphy, as he got a double last game week, he does have two home games, in which hoping he'll be able to get some good points as well. But yeah, this is my team selection. Tell me what y'all think, and yeah, make sure to leave a comment down below.
And that is it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys on next week for our Game Week 33 transfer plans.